All right, good morning all to agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the Director of Training and Marketing here. And today we're going to go over the marketing mix for real estate, or what I like to call the Omni-Present marketing mix, which means you are seen in a lot of different areas, not just in one little spot. So this morning we do not have Cameron with us, but I will bring Bill Seitz from Clearview Mortgage on the line. Good morning, Bill. How are you today?
I am doing okay. How you doing, Kev?
Awesome. Real good today. Wanted to give a quick shout out, first of all, to all of our new agents, and congratulations to our recruiting team. We broke a record this month. We're up to 21 new hires. So a lot of you new hires are on the line. So we want to welcome you guys. It's great to have you on the team. And congratulations to Tim Mano and to our other recruiter who is on the line with us, as always, Don Kearney. So good job, Don. So Bill, what's happening today in mortgage land? I do have our 10-year treasury queued up for you, but is there anything else you want to go over first?
It's just been a real volatile week. I don't know how many of you followed just the market in general, not just mortgage rates, but if you're following any of the equities or positions, even cryptocurrency, any of this stuff, it's been we had two price changes for the better 2 days ago. And so that was looking like it was heading the right direction. And then by the end of the day, we had lost everything we had gained back in mortgage, in improved rates. So, I think we're going to see more of that. We're seeing a lot of volatility in the equity markets, in the treasury. I think the market's trying to figure out which way this is going to go. I think the stock market was down like 7 consecutive days, which is not that good of a sign.
No.
And additionally, we're waiting on the Fed update for today. I think on the ticker there, it says, the market's basically waiting on the Fed meeting minutes. So that'll be interesting to see how the market reacts to that. But, it's all relative, right? It's the money's still cheap for the most part. People have just gotten so used to, rates in the twos that are no longer there.
Yeah.
If you want to buy the rate down, you can get it below 3, or even on 15, get it below 2, but the bank's going to charge you an arm and a leg to get there. So most people don't want to spend, $25,000 just to get the rate down below, a certain threshold, because it's going to take forever to, get that money back, especially when the average homeowner only owns the property between 5 and 7 years. It's most likely that's not a good use of, spending your money. A couple last things. We do have a new VA product that UWM has rolled out with their investor partners, and we can take the VA loans up to $2 million now, which is kind of nice. And also they have an approved jumbo product that is competitive with all of the big banks. So, we've got some really nice tools, really a full spectrum of products here for our clientele. So please reach out to us. Let us know how we can help. And, that's about it, Kev.
Okay, perfect. And so that's really cool news. About a year and a half ago, we didn't really have the best jumbo product, did we?
No, especially during when COVID kind of was in its peak mania. A lot of the banks didn't want to put themselves in those positions, or the secondary market didn't have an appetite for those big loans.
Yeah. But
we have multiple jumbo products now, which really makes us competitive in all areas of finance.
Yeah, no, that's really, really cool, especially with the increase in home prices. That was very much needed. So awesome, Bill. Appreciate that. So remember, guys, if you have any questions about loans, you can certainly reach out to Cameron or to Rick or to any of the loan officers on the Clearview Mortgage team, and they are ready to help you out. So they're part of your team. So don't hesitate to use them because they're there for you. Right, Bill?
Yeah, absolutely. Give us a call, send us a text on the phone. I'll on the phone a lot during the day. So if I don't pick up, just or at least respond to say, hey, how does this feel? But that's probably the most efficient way to reach out.
Yeah, so you were breaking up a tiny bit with your audio. So just to recap, you can just reach out to them via phone, email. All of the team has, their first name and then cvmloans.com for email. So it's easy to reach out to anybody on the team. So appreciate that, bud. All right, cool. So now what I'd like to do is we're going to switch gears, and I'm going to get into the bulk of our presentation today, which is on the Omni-Present marketing mix. So what we mean by that is when we're doing marketing, and marketing is all about basically having more people know about your business today than yesterday. So there's a lot of different ways to do that, right? And certain industries have better avenues that work better for them. So in real estate, we've identified the main areas that realtors really need to focus on with respect to their marketing. So this is kind of a cool little thing that I found. Also commonly referred to as multi-channel marketing. Some people say they're two completely different approaches, but that's just nitpicking. So this method of branding promotion entails the utilization of several online outlets and techniques to enhance one's reach to targeted niche audience. So that's always what we're trying to do. In the case of real estate agent, that means implementing a marketing strategy that incorporates the base infrastructure of one's online presence, the almighty agent website, right? And so we talk a lot about our agent websites. And the building on this foundation, once it's optimized accordingly, which means lots of landing pages, lots of information and resources on those websites, blog posts, and interesting, bits about mortgage, perhaps. Really just a lot of content is what you want on your agent site. So your agent website is basically your storefront, right? So agents don't really have a storefront. These days, everybody's doing business basically out of their home offices. And so your storefront is your agent website. So you want to make sure that it is reflective of what you do as an agent. So it's really important that you build out the content. And I know I have a lot of agents that they're doing just great, and they don't really build out their websites, and they just have their, kind of the standard content that the agent marketing websites come with. That's okay. But if you want to really take to the next level, you want to make sure that you're adding content to your website on a regular basis. And the easiest thing to do is to use our blogs, right? So let me come down here. So really the main facets of the website are the ability for people to search the MLS on your website. You got to have testimonials. You want to have featured listings if you have them. You want to have, which means that you have your single property websites for those listings. You want to have a good about page that discusses who you are and mentions your name several times, because you want to be able to, make a page on your website that actually comes up in the Google search results when somebody Googles your name and the word realtor. So an about page is key for making sure that that happens. SEO, that just means that we want to optimize these different pages for specific keyword phrases that people use to find your business. And honestly, the most important one is your name and the word realtor, because people do Google you if they get a referral. Say, I want to find out who this person is, what is said about them online. So really important that you have that. And of course, testimonials and testimonials on adjacent websites are really important there too. So also community pages are a very, very important part of your agent marketing website. That means you are creating pages that feature the different communities that you serve and homes available in those areas. So again, you want to be able to send your clients to these pages when they have questions about, looking for homes in a certain community. You say, hey, let me save you the trouble. And let me, send you a link to my website, which shows all the properties that are available in that community, because people generally know the communities that they want to live in. I'd say most of the time they do. So they'll search for those communities. So if you do the community pages right, they also, and you search engine optimize those pages can also show up in the search engine results. So really important as well. Other resources, sure. The agent marketing websites come with a lot of different, kind of cookie cutter content about mortgages, about buying and selling homes. So it's a good idea to have all of those little resources on your agent website as well. And then another really cool idea is to have listed on your website your professional referral network for the ancillary businesses that you refer people to with respect to painting and handyman services, plumbing, all those different things that you might need or your clients might need. So having those things on your website is really a good idea too. So the cost associated with having a website, it's $99 per month with ARG, plus the IDX fee, which depending on your MLS is between $22 a month and $42 a month. So that's just, I think just starting the party, that's the most important thing for agents to have. Then coming in a cool second would be the social media presence and social media advertising. So that would be another part of this omnipresent marketing mix. So people can find you on your website. They also can find you and see information about you on social media. So social media is a good idea for realtors because we're able to target a very specific geographical area. So we don't have to, worry about running an ad and having people from, way outside of our area contacting us or wasting our money, because we're able to geographically target a small area and make sure that, we're only targeting people within about a 30-mile radius of where we are. Because that's generally where we get our clients. Google Ads is a really, really good idea. However, it is something that requires a large budget. So I would say the minimum budget for doing Google Ads would be about $800. And honestly, if you're really serious about it, it should be about more like $2,000. And that just means that your ad's going to be displayed for in front of a lot more people when you go out and do these ads. So I do have a lot of agents that they'll only, they spend a couple $100 a month on Google Ads. They'll get a couple of leads, and some of those leads might turn into relationships. But we need a good high amount of leads because we know that the percentages are very low with Google Ads and with all ads. So we need a high percentage or a high number of those ads to get us a high number of clients, or at least people contacting us and filling out our contact forms. So Google Ads are a very good idea. Now Google Ads, again, what that means is you are bidding on specific search terms. So search terms like, homes for sale in Newport Beach. So you're basically bidding on that term, and the amount that that's going to cost you is based on the competition in the area and other realtors that are bidding on those same terms. So one problem, of course, is we're up against the biggest of the bigs. We got Coldwell Banker and Century 21 and all these people, bidding on these terms as well. So I do have some good techniques on how to target, kind of sub-target some of those cities and those terms, and it makes it a little bit cheaper for us. And we get a little bit more targeted leads. So the fourth on the list here is YouTube video ads, which is actually, I think, really underutilized. YouTube video ads are awesome. We're all familiar with, going on YouTube, clicking on something that we want to watch, and an ad pops up before, right? Now, the cool thing is they always have the little thing in the right corner, the lower right corner, that says, skip this ad. You can skip this ad in 3-4 seconds, right? But you have to watch those first 3-4 seconds. Now, the cool thing for the marketer is if somebody clicks, they don't want to see the ad, or they say, no, I want to go straight to the video I was watching. The marketer, which means you, the realtor, doesn't get charged for that. But guess what? That person had to see a little glimpse of you and your marketing and your stuff. So that's one reason why I think, first of all, they're inexpensive. more inexpensive than Google Ads. And they also can be used in conjunction with one another. So Google owns YouTube. So when you're using, a lot of their services, they tend to kind of bump you up in all of the different things that you're doing. So YouTube video ads really are underutilized in real estate. I think that they should be used more. And just to have like a nice little short promo video showcasing a couple featured listings, super short, maximum of a minute. Nobody really has time or the bandwidth to watch, a 4-minute video talking about your listings or talking about, your business. So you want to give them little bits and pieces. So that can be really, really, an effective way to get some clients as well. Now, direct mail pieces, this is definitely not dead. These definitely work, but they got to be done consistently. Direct mail pieces don't work if you just plan on sending one direct mail piece out to your farm and see what happens. So direct mail pieces need to be done on a monthly basis. We are starting to work, we have a couple of agents starting to work with a company called Offers, offers.com, OFFRRS.com. And they're, we're just starting to get, a tiny bit of info about this company. But what they do is they will take a farm area, and they'll determine within that farm area which houses have more of a propensity to sell based on a bunch of different factors. So they'll only send your postcards to those different homes, and they'll do it every month. They'll create the artwork, they'll send it out. So it's something that I've got my eye on. There's a lot of different marketing, direct marketing ways to do it. You can contact Tycor Title. They can get you a farm. They can, recommend a company to send out flyers. But I really like the idea of this Offers company just because of the consistency and the fact that they don't just send it, something to everybody in the farm. So it keeps the prices down for you. Number 6 on our list is door knocking and leaving door hangers. This is definitely not dead. This is definitely something that I think agents should still do, at least once a month, if not once a quarter, and get into your community, especially if you are working a farm and you really want to be that local area expert. You got to hit the street, hit the pavement, leave a little door hanger and maybe a tiny succulent plant. I love the idea of doing that because you can, make your own little succulents in your backyard if you want. All you have to do is take a giant succulent plant, rip off some of the pieces and stick them in dirt. So it's a pretty easy way to do it. And it's kind of a nice thing, you leave a door hanger and a little, succulent plant on the thing. You don't have to, maybe we're giving COVID a little bit more time here. You don't have to, knock on the door. You can just leave the door hanger, leave a little plant, a little present, and maybe even follow up, later on with a phone call, but it's just a way to just, literally let people in your farm and in your community know you're there and you're giving them something for free. It's a good way to establish a tiny bit of trust. So door knocking, don't think that it's dead. And also, we have our client welcome kits that I like to work with our agents on. And so if you have your client welcome kit dialed in, that's a really nice thing to leave behind, with like a little plan or some kind of something that, is a little giveaway, right? Number 7 on our list here is it's really important for our Omni-Present marketing mix to be sending out emails on a monthly basis. At a minimum, your monthly newsletter needs to go out to everybody in your sphere of influence. And so the easiest way to do that is to have your CRM system and to make sure that your newsletter goes out through that CRM system. So everybody on your list gets at least a touch every month. And if you want, you can also design additional drip campaigns, email drip campaigns, which will allow you to, touch specific kinds of clients. So that the monthly email or the monthly newsletter, that's for everybody. But you might have different segments of your list these people are interested in buying, those people are interested in selling, some of these people are interested in, you know, whatever it is. You can segment your list and you can make sure that you're sending email drip campaigns. Now, a drip campaign, again, for those of you who are new, is just a succession of emails that quote unquote drip out over time. So really important that we're doing that, and we're making sure that we're touching those people with the monthly newsletter and drip campaigns. So if you're not doing that, you really need to get on the ball and start doing that, because that's, I think, one of the, even if they don't read your newsletters, they're going to get that email, and it is considered, in my mind, a touch of, you know, tapping that person on the shoulder and saying, hey, I'm over here and I still do real estate. So super important. The referral giveaway campaign. This is something that I've got, you know, individual trainings on, and you can just go to our YouTube channel, do a search for Alta Realty Group, and search through our videos, and you can see our referral giveaway campaign webinar. So basically what it is, you know, on a periodic basis. So some agents like to do it on a monthly basis. Some agents like to do it on a yearly basis, some quarterly. So what that is you create a referral campaign where you're literally going out and asking your people in your sphere of influence, people that you've done business with, for a referral. And what does that mean? That just means that they, you know, send an email to somebody who they think could use your services, and they copy you and they make that connection. So that is considered a referral. So what you tell your sphere of influence is, you say, anybody that refers me, I put your name into a hat, and every, you know, periodically I draw a winner. And so you can create these campaigns depending on the time of year. You can make that giveaway something that's kind of conducive to that time of year. Summertime, I think a nice grill is a great thing to, you know, that you can get them for pretty cheap, you know, $150, $200. And it's a really cool thing to present to someone, you know, for referring you business. And so the sky's the limit on this referral giveaway campaign. You can get really creative, but again, consistency is really key. If you do this, you want to do it every time. So you want to do it twice a year or once a quarter, but you can't skip, because what you do is you end up training your sphere of influence to expect this, and to then find, after the referral giveaway, you want to have a little email and a little social media post that says, yeah, John Smith just won the barbecue for referring me. So if you're doing this consistently, you build kind of this little following almost, and your sphere of influence gets to expect that from you. And so that has giant residual effect on the amount of referrals that you're going to get. And I swear to you, this works. So if you do this, you will get referrals. And then number 9 here is our create a move up campaign. Again, I have a full webinar on creating move up campaigns. So here you just reach out to clients that purchased a home from you in the last 3 years or so, and you let them know that you offer a rebate on their closing costs if they sell their home and then buy another home within 90 days or something to that effect. So you just make this little offer, and of course you're going to reach out to those people with a CMA, let them know what their home is currently worth. You could even, of course, those CMAs can have a whole bunch of different, adjacent properties or similar properties that have sold, give those people a really good idea of what their home could be worth. And boom, you are offering something of absolute value for free, and you're giving away, you're reducing your commission to them by allowing them to do this great move up campaign. So everybody wins. And then number 10 would be use text sign writers on your for sale signs. So every single agent should be doing this. Anytime that you have a for sale sign, it should have a sign writer on top that says, and if you are part of our program too, you have access to this. So our agent marketing system does have the ability for us to capture leads as people drive by our for sale signs. So how does that work? Our system allows us to create special text codes that are unique to us. And so I'll use this example. We have a agent named, let's see who has a good one. Fauzi. So Fauzi has a sign writer that goes on top of her signs that says, text the word Fauzi sells to 79564 to see all of the information about this listing. So the person that's driving by texts that number, they get a response back that has a link to the single property website. That we have now captured that person's phone number in our CRM, and we are able to communicate with them. We can text them back and say, hey, did you get all the information you needed? Can I offer you a showing? So using this text sign writer for your for sale signs is an absolute must from 2022 all the way going into the future until we get, have some kind of a technology that's better than that. But right now it's pretty darn good. So using the text sign, please do it. I know a lot of you are doing that, and I really appreciate it. And I can see when people are driving by and filling out the form, it comes across the agent marketing system. So we can see a lot of people are doing this, which is great. And then number 11 would be, paid leads. You can get leads from, other paid sources. OpCity, is not a paid source, but of course they take 50% of the commission on the backside, but it's a great way to augment your business. And then the other paid sources can be stuff like, realtor.com or Trulia or Zillow or any of the others. It is a good idea to be paying for leads. And then number 12 is we've got a lot of different trainings on this as well. The client appreciation party, doing that 1 or 2 times a year. That definitely is coming back with COVID kind of subsiding. So client appreciation parties at a local pizza parlor, ice cream shop, cookie store, whatever it is, it's a great way to just re-engage with people, give something back to your community, offer a little something for free, and just, again, remind people that you do business. It's not like you're going to, be pushing super hard, but I'm, Kevin Lauren Realtor. And yes, thanks for coming down, ice cream's on me, hang out, chat with people for a couple hours, call it good. It's going to be $300 max. So doing those twice a year is a really good idea. And then of course you can always give people your client welcome kit and, offer them some kind of collateral material when they come to those parties. So that is what I would call a perfect omnipresent marketing mix, where your clients or potential clients are seeing you in multiple areas. They're seeing you in print, they're seeing you online, they're seeing you in social media. So, and that's the name of the game with all marketing, is that repetitive, viewing. So we're all the same. When I'm looking for something to buy, a lot of times I got to see that ad, or I got to, see that person's, blog post, or I got to see, something of theirs multiple times before I actually pull the trigger and buy something from them. So real estate is absolutely no different. In fact, it's even more important than most, because it's such a giant purchase. For most people, it's the biggest purchase that they'll ever do in their lives. So it makes it even more important. So that is the bulk of our presentation today. I wonder, Bill, do you have any special takeaways from today's presentation? Unless we lost it. I know we had some problems. Oh, he's here. I just got to allow him to talk. All right, Bill.
There we go.
Any takeaways, buddy?
Yeah, sorry, I had to hop off and hop back on. My connection was a little bit off. I don't know what's going on.
It was a little screwy.
Yeah, so the takeaway for me is that list is great, and you don't have to be the master at every single one of those things. I think that you focus on the few things that you gravitate to that you feel will be effective. There's no, mandatory thing where you got to do, I got to do all 11 or all 12 of these items.
No.
If you can do 3 or 4 really well, then you're doing better than most. So if the direct mail piece is the way you want to go, and you have a certain farm that you really want to penetrate into, and that kind of marketing is the long game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of these marketing strategies are for longer term strategy, and then some are more of a quicker, trying to get responses in different ways. If you're a listing agent, those sign riders are a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to be using those. That's just you're just collecting potential clients without it. You're not even working. It's just funneling them into you, based on the sign. And with the way the market is, that's just too easy. And for the cost, it's pennies on the dollar, right?
Yeah, and you're these days your sellers they're gonna want that. They're gonna demand that, going forward. And why don't I have that? They see that on other listings. They're like, what the hell's wrong with you, right?
No, 100. I think it's the most underutilized marketing piece for the cost.
Yeah,
out there if you're a listing agent.
Absolutely, Bill.
And then on the YouTube ads, those are interesting because, as you said, you don't get charged if you don't see the whole advertisement. So you kind of get a lot of leverage and a lot of bang for your buck there. I mean, if I'm on YouTube, I obviously I'll wait a few seconds. If it's nothing interesting, I'm just clicking it, next or wherever, skip ad, wherever it says. But I think if you're really creative with your ad, it can be effective.
Yeah.
You have maybe a catchy, statement on there, like the most expensive home ever sold in the Bay Area, or this is the cheapest home, like something that just is going to get people to click and take a look. You remember we did, Kevin, on those advertisements in Baja with Scorpion Bay.
Yes, I do.
I mean, we were aggressive, and we kind of made this this headline about how the surf was phenomenal, and people were just like,
the word was firing.
Yeah. And it got a lot of looks, it got a lot of attention. And so I think you can be really creative with those ads, and if people don't look at them, you're not spending any money. So that's a really interesting way to go,
isn't that? It's just one of those touches, and that particular touch is free.
100%. And then I would say if you're not sure, you're still not sure about the newsletter, or you want to do it, but you're like, oh, where am I going to get the content? I just did my personal CVM Friday update newsletter. I did it yesterday, so I'm back on track now. I'm doing good. But I got this week's information from the blog roll. So on the agent marketing site, you can go into on the top of the dashboard there, it says blog roll, and then you can go down and pick content if you're not sure what you want to put out there, or you want to go through some stuff that might be relevant to your clients or real estate in general. There's so much good stuff there that sometimes I will pull my newsletter information from that blog roll, or I have a couple other places, but I can literally get I can do it in less than 3 minutes, pretty much.
For sure. So this is that blog roll that Bill's talking about. So this is right on the agent marketing site, guys. I mean, this is, tons of cool stuff that you can basically borrow and put out as your own, and it's great content.
Yeah, so I just go in there, I copy and paste it into an email, and our marketing team pushes it out for me. So it's just a matter of me finding the content that I want, copy, paste into my email with the headline that I want to put out there. I send it out, and it gets sent out through my contact list. So it literally takes less than 5 minutes.
Oh yeah. And Shanette Carter has an appointment with me today to go through exactly how to do that mechanically. So I don't mind helping you guys with that stuff. That's what I do.
Yeah. So, but otherwise, I just think that you need to pick a few things and at least get started, and you can always build off that. You start, hey, I'm gonna do these two things, and then you can maybe incorporate a third and a fourth later in the year. Or, you got to get started and get in the habit of doing it.
No, really good insights, Bill, because that's exactly the thing. You know, don't get overwhelmed by this stuff. Whenever I'm faced with a project, I always like to break it up into the parts. And so breaking this list up into the parts and saying, okay, well, for a little while, I'm going to work on this and I'm going to try to master this. You know, you don't have to try to do all of it, you know, at once. So that's a really good point, Bill. Appreciate that.
Yep, absolutely. And, you know, and just have fun with it. You don't have to take it, you know, you don't have to make it some chore and make it so serious that you're just not having fun. I mean, have fun with it.
For sure, especially videos. All right, guys. Well, I don't see any questions specifically in our chat, but of course, if you have questions for me, you can contact me anytime. Kevin@ultrarealtygrp.com, 949-285-7209. And I'm happy to help you guys. This is really important for your business. So this is a lot of good information on this webinar today. So with that, get out there, make it a great week and a productive week, and we'll see you guys next week on the ARG webinar. Bye-bye.